In the Civic Engagement Inquiry, students investigate the meaning of citizenship by exploring rights, responsibilities, and fairness. They learn to distinguish fact from opinion, engage in respectful discourse, and reflect on how they can actively practice citizenship to improve their school and community. Before we dig in, remember that an inquiry begins with a launch module, just 2 lessons, moves through a series of investigation modules with about 3 to 5 lessons in each one, and ends in an action module where students use their learning to create and share an inquiry product. The Civic Engagement Inquiry launches with the hook lesson, What a Citizen Can Do. In this lesson, students explore What Can a Citizen Do by Dave Eggers and Sean Harris and engage in a mingle pair share activity to discuss rights and responsibilities. At the end of the lesson, students are introduced to the inquiry question that will guide their exploration. How can we work together for the good of the community? In the next lesson of the launch, students use the question formulation technique to create their own questions to explore. These questions get recorded on an anchor chart so they can be revisited and revised throughout an inquiry. Remember, at the beginning, students might not have many questions yet since they are just getting started with their exploration. During the first few lessons, the class will also start its vocab wall and begin an inquiry-long display, the Work Together for Our Community inquiry wall, which will grow throughout the inquiry as students explore rights, responsibilities, and fairness. After the launch module, students move through a series of investigation modules, each organized around an essential, need-to-know question. How do rights and responsibilities shape our roles in a community? How do citizens in a community make informed choices? How can people stand up for fairness? How do people work for change in their communities? Let's look at a few highlights from each module. In Module 2, students examine sources and use sentence word cards to learn about the purpose of rules and laws. They read Grace Goes to Washington to explore leadership responsibilities and discuss fairness in a mingle pair share activity. Finally, they reflect on their learning through a concept connection circle. In Module 3, students engage in a fishbowl activity to explore and practice respectful listening and sharing. They examine sources to distinguish fact from opinion and practice making thoughtful, informed decisions. In Module 4, students investigate what happens when rules and laws are unfair, focusing on examples like the exclusion of women from sports. They examine sources to learn how citizens and lawmakers create change, then create a Champion for Change mini poster to highlight an inspiring individual and their impact. In Module 5, students read Carl the Complainer and discuss how one person led a community to address a challenge. They examine sources about the passing of the Americans with Disabilities Act and reflect on their learning through a mingle pair share to consider how they can stand up for their community. Finally, they create an inquiry challenge statement that describes a challenge or opportunity they want to address when they take action and construct their inquiry product. After Module 5, it's time for students to take action and choose an inquiry product that will impact the community beyond the classroom. There are several options to choose from and suggestions of possible products. For example, students could create a school-wide display to share their learning and inspire the community to take action for fairness. Or they could create graphic novels to showcase champions for change, highlighting their challenges, actions, and outcomes to inspire others. And you can always check out the Inquiry Work Gallery for more inspiration. These examples come from Inquire Ed's partners across the country and around the world. Whatever product they create, Module 6, the Action module, will guide students through the design process step by step. And that's a quick overview of the Civic Engagement Inquiry. Don't forget to submit samples of student work and photos of your students in action to the Inquiry Work Gallery. Good luck on your inquiry journey.